Hi, I'm Steve Bellion and you've joined me today in Costa del Birmingham, sunny Alvechurch, where we're going to be talking about paste on the horseshoe pool here. It's one of my favourite methods, and I don't think there's a simpler method in angling to really get these carp going and put a massive weight in your nets or massive weight when you're pleasure fishing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin round in my box, put a bit of paste on, get out, have one, I'm going to talk you through how it's done. What I'm doing, I'm getting a piece of paste. I ain't being stingy with it. Get about 50p p piece of paste, size 12 X strong hook to 0.19. I'm squeezing it into a little ball and then placing it in the cup. I'm shipping out to my destination where I'm fishing. We'll go through the rigs and everything of what I'm using. Let's see how fast we can get one. This lake's known for its massive carp. I've had some really good days on here on the paste, so hopefully it won't disappoint. And when you've got one on here, you certainly do know you've got one on. Wait for that float to settle. And what we're looking for is an absolutely definitive bite off a carp. One of the things with paste fishing, and a lot of people get frustrated and confused, is they don't know when to strike or what to strike at. Because the float, there is a lot of movement in the float, but what we're looking for is that. An absolute dunking of the float. I mean, it hit the bottom. We're into one of Alvechurch's absolutely stunning, hard fighting carp. Guaranteed to test any pole on the market. It's quite shallow here on peg 11 and horseshoe. Just giving it the room it needs. You can see how fast it was. I mean, it's an instant bait, and once you get them going on it, I mean, personally I think it's unbeatable, especially when carp fishing. You can amass such a weight of fish in such a short amount of time. Generally speaking, you're picking off a better stamp of fish in the lake as well. Fish with a nice positive bait. On it almost like a bolt rig. So as soon as that float goes, you're hitting into it. There's no resistance. Oh, here we go. It's another one of Alvechurch's spawn car. You don't want to show his head. The hug the bottom here. This lake's renowned for its barbell as well. It's got a barbell over £7, which quite often you get in the matches and you can't get them up off the bottom. I guarantee there'll be a few of them around today. Here we go. There we got him. A lovely fish, first put in. You saw how fast that bite is. Couple of, well, 5-6 seconds. That's £5 river for my trouble. Let's put him back in, see if we can get another one. Again, repeat the process. So we take a piece of paste, about the size of 50p piece. We wrap it around that sort of size 12 hook. And we just thumb it in at the bottom. So we're making almost like a cone shape, and putting that in the end of my pot. And we're shipping out to the destination. So unlike normal baits, we're not shipping this out on the hook in the water. We're shipping out in a pot because the paste is quite sloppy. It could come off if you ship it out normally unless you have it stiff. As soon as we get out to the destination, we're tapping it in out of the pot. We're just waiting for that paste to cock the float in at the bottom. As soon as it does, it's on the bottom. We're just watching that float and we're waiting for that definitive classic paste bite. When the float almost hits the bottom, or another sort of bite you'll get on the paste, the float just shoots up out the water, and that's when the fish has picked it up. And here we go. Oh! Again, you can see why I like this method. It's just so positive, and it's such a quick way of putting fish in the net, especially in a match situation. It's two fish in, 2 put-ins that should probably go £10, £11 in the space of 7 minutes. See if we can get this one. This one's definitely in the mouth. Oh, another beast. Carp here are absolutely pristine. Let's hook this one up. Let's give you a look at what you come here for when you're paste fishing. Another beautiful Alvechurch carp on the paste. Such a fun way of fishing for them. Let's get it back in. I'll go out and I'll show you how I kick off a session and how simple pace fishing can actually be. It can be as simple as you want to make it, and I don't think there's a simpler way than the way that I do it personally. So let's get out and have another one. Again, it's all about repeating the process. 50p piece of paste, you bang your hook in the middle, you wrap it round, and you thumb it in on the bottom, make that cone shape, and you pop it in the pot. And you're shipping out to your destination. Just tapping it out of the pot on that spot, and we're waiting for that float to settle. As soon as that float settles, you're in play. We're just waiting for that carp bite. When I say there's a lot of movement, I mean the float is dipping and dotting around quite often. So with a pace bite, you have to almost sit on your hands. You're waiting for that typical, and when you have them, you know what I mean. I mean the float will hit the deck, or it will come shooting out the water, and then you know you've got a decent fish on. Those fish are milling round on the bottom. Here we go again. A nice definitive pace bite. The float's gone in, it's sat there for 30 seconds or so, and it's hit the deck. And again, I think this is a nice carp. Wait for it to soak dead. There's another one. That's soaking me. Got to be knocking on 4.5, 5 pound again. Look lovely in the top lip. Get my hand down there. Suck up, give you a look at this one. Every single fishery is absolutely pristine. Almost fully scaled mirror. Wonderful way of fishing. So why do I like pace fishing? Well, for me, simplicity is key in my fishing. The ease of application, and also how simple and effective a rig can be. So let me just quickly talk you through the rig that I'm using, and you won't get any more simple than this. So Mainline for me, 022, which is quite gung-ho, but it works. The float that I'm using today is a Johnny Walker pace float. The handmade, absolutely fantastic cane tip, really nice and sensitive. All the way down to an 019 bottom, which is a Guru X Strong with a size 12 hook. And you'll notice on the line is absolutely zero shot whatsoever. I'm using the paste to really weigh that down on the bottom. So what I'm getting when a fish picks it up, I'm getting a lovely little lift bite, or it's absolutely thumping down and burying through the lake bed, which is what I'm looking for. So as I've mentioned, there's absolutely zero shot on the line whatsoever. It's the weight of the paste that takes it down. So what I do is, got a little tub of paste here mixed up. I get a 50p piece of paste. I flatten it out with my thumb slightly. I put the hook in the middle of the paste, just press it in so it sticks in. I fold it over and use my thumb to just sort of pad in the bottom, and this will come with practice, getting a lot faster. And I get that ball of paste and I put it into the pole cup on the end of my pole, and what you'll notice is I've got a nice little loop from the end of my pole, from my float all the way up to my hook bait. And the reason why the pole cup is so further, well, a lot further back really, is to keep that loop so nothing's tangling with each other. But also put a bit of silicone around the top of my float so the line can't get wrapped back over and drag it under, so you're not shipping in and shipping out to replace hook baits. So let me ship out and show you how it settles. So once you've got it in the cup, you're simply going out to the location that you're fishing in. Once you get there, you turn it over on your spot. For me, it's a far back mark as a bush. You're just tapping that paste in on the spot and it just falls out the cup lovely. And you're waiting for that float just to settle. As soon as it settles, you'll just see the orange bit of the float setting, and that's the paste holding the bottom all the way up, and the float is sitting to the orange bit, the tip, exactly where it needs to be. And when we're looking for a bite with pace fishing, it's so frustrating if you haven't done it before, but it's worth the patience. You'll see your float, it's constantly moving up and down ever so slightly, and that's the fish around it picking up either the loose bits of ground bait or paste that have come off from a previous fish, or the pellets that you fed at the start of the session. You're waiting for that float really to either hit the deck or completely lift up out of the water. As I say, There's no shot on it, so there's nothing stopping that just from popping up with a big carp on. So to get my swim going, what I do, I ship out with a cup of, well, a quarter of a cup of mix between 6 mils and 4 mils. And the reason why I like to mix between 6 and 4 mils is they're a nice heavy dense pellet. So you've really got the fish grubbing round on the bottom, and if they're swimming around, some of these larger carp tend to waft the bait around a fair bit. So the heavier the bait, the better to get the attract and get them there. Quite often I'll mix hemp in with it as well. Again, it's another great bait to get them feeding. There we go, straight away. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I mix hemp with it as well to get them feeding. What I will say is never use micros. And look, it's a lovely bait for tapping in and out the pole cup, but as soon as you start introducing it in quantities, they just get wafted all around your swim and it becomes foul hooker galore. So a nice heavy dense bait to feed with, whether that be 6 mil pellets, a mix of 6 and 4s, hemp, you won't go wrong. Oh, lovely carp. One of Alvechurch's finest. Again, that bite was an absolute rocket, absolutely hit the deck. Not going to rush him, here to enjoy ourselves. There we go. In half healthy in here. Here we go. Another pristine Alvechurch mirror. I mean, how long did that take? 15, 20 seconds. You got 5 pound in your net or on the bank. Absolutely lovely way of fishing. So pace fishing, what do you need? Well, a bag of this and a pot of this goes a long, long way. So for me, the Mainline Match Green Supreme is my go-to pace bait, and my pure pellet paste as well, for very different reasons. Sometimes I like to mix the both together, and you'll understand that once you have a whiff of this stuff. So what I do to mix it, crack open the bag. Lovely bags as well, got a nice resealable zip inside them, so you don't have to use the whole bag and it won't ever go off. Once you've got in, just take a little bit of that bait and pour it into a bait tub. Don't need loads of it. So you fill the bait tub about 1/5 of the way. You get some water and you absolutely saturate it. You mix it around, making sure that water is covering every single particle. And what you're left with is a sloppy mixture which looks like you've absolutely ruined your ground bait. And that's, believe it or not, that's actually the consistency that you're going for. You want to ruin it. You want it to be like water. Once you've done that, you've got it to the water, so it's running through your fingers, nice and sloppy. We'll leave that for about 10 minutes and it will set absolutely perfect for the perfect paste. Much like that with the pure pellet paste, there's a couple of ways of doing this, as well as having the instructions on the back which tells you how to mix it if you want a soft paste, a medium paste or a firm paste. You can go by eye as well with this, with the same sort of ethos. So you tip a little bit into a bait box. Again, you don't need a lot of it. Make sure you crush all the lumps out. Add a tiny little bit of water. Just saturate all of that mixture in there. It's nice and sloppy. Again, so you want it so it's like running through your fingers. Again, leave that for 20 minutes. You're left with the perfect paste. So that's it folks, my paste is done. We've gone through the rig, the presentation, the hooks, how to prepare your paste, how to apply the paste, how to feed your swim. Let's have one more go. The sun's dropping, that's absolutely perfect for it. Let's see if we can get one big wobbly one in the net. So again, repeat the process. 50p piece of paste. Dump it in. Whack it in your pot. Ship out to your destination. As soon as you get out to your destination, gently tap the paste on the spot. Wait for that float to settle, so we know it's there. And sit back and hold on. again, what we're looking for is that float to either hit the bottom of the lake or to pop up out the water. Because, oh, blooming hell, that didn't take long, did it? Oh, never fails to amaze me how effective paste in this bait can be on carp venues such as Alvechurch and many other venues across the UK, where it will work amazingly, whether you're pleasure fishing or whether you're in a match. It's something this time of year you definitely want in your armoury. Fantastic way of fishing. And you'll know if you haven't done it before and you decide after this video to take it up and have a go on the paste, as soon as you get that first paste bite, you're going to be hooked. Excuse the pun. Oh, what a fish to finish on. I hope I get it in. Absolutely stunning fish. Looks like it's a big mirror. Here we go. Getting ready. In the net. Oh, perfectly in the top lip. Let's get the hook out of him. Here we go, folks. Another pristine Alvechurch mirror. So if you haven't tried paste fishing, you've got all the ingredients, as simple as it can be. Get out and give it a go. See you next time.